going. Okay, so here is your main profile screen. And to get to your group section where you have your administrative access, you click right here on groups. And that'll pull up all the groups that you're in. Let's pop down. You are in the chapter Midwest states. If you're on the board, that'll show up. If you're in multiple chapters, they will all list out right here. So then you click on that. And this pops up the chapter page. And this is where you can post things, and things that people do in your chapter will populate on here in the group feed section. Now up across the top, here are some of the things you can do. You can look for a directory of all the people, but right now we're going to work on a group page. So if I click on the group pages, this is a page that was made for your chapter meeting last year. So click on that, and that's what the members do. And here is where you can download all the brochures from, or the, not necessarily the brochures, but the handouts for, this was last year's meeting. So what we want to do is we want to make a page that you can put the handouts for this year's meeting. So I'm going back to the group home, and going down to this one here, group admin options. Popped away. There we go. Come on back here. And we go down to this one. It says custom pages. We're going to click on the custom pages. And here is that page we were just looking at, the chapter meeting 2015. And I was playing around yesterday. I made one called Show and Tell. But we're going to do this for our new one. It says add a new custom page. So I just clicked on that. And this is how we would enter all the data that goes on the page and the name of the page. So our page title here will be Chapter Meeting. This is for 2016. Oops, I forgot my G. And everything, all these buttons are all set as they should be right from the beginning. And this is where you put the data that you want your members to see. And it works similar to a word processor. It's not quite as easy as a word processor, but in general, just think of it as a word processor. You can just list class number 1. And what I'm going to do is put over here the handout. And then class number 2. And then a couple spaces, make it match. Handout.
And I actually have all that stuff there. So my question is, am I allowed to start typing now? Or do I need to wait?
Okay, we can. We need to upload those brochures first. And that'll be the next section that we do. We will. We're just going to build the shell right now. And then we can go in and attach things to it later. So let's put this on hold and then go ahead and upload a file. The files that you have that you want to put up for your meeting, you'll have to upload from your computer. So I'm going to just hit submit, and it'll save that page. So we can click here and come back and edit it. All right, this button up here is the resource manager. And this is where all the files live. So if I click on resource manager, it's a little space up in the cloud where your files for your chapter live. And these were the files from last year's meeting. And this is one I put up for that show and tell page that I was playing with yesterday. So you can drag and drop the files into this little box right here. Or if you click on it, it'll pull up a browser. And then you can find files that you want to put in there. And I'm just going to find a file or just let me just find somebody's invoice. I'll just put that in there. After the wheel spins, I did drag it in. You saw me do it, right?
I did.
Oh, okay. I clicked here, so it's going to want me to, it pulled up the browser. So I'm going to click open, and it populates. I'm going to close this window back here. This is where you can just drag a file in if you have a separate window open. So now I've got these two files. This is a letter, and this is an invoice. And then I click upload, and it'll put them here. Here's my invoice, and here's my letter. So this is now done. So we've added two files to our resource manager. And if I go back to my meeting, this pencil and paper is the edit symbol. This is the trash can if you're all done with it. And this is the view the page if you wanted to see what it looked like. So we're going to go into this one and edit. Coming back to our 2016 meeting shell. And we want to say that class 1 needs to go to one of those handouts. So what I've done is I've highlighted that. And I'm going to come up here to the word insert. And see this file with a paperclip on it? I want to find a file. So I'm going to click on that. It pulls up the resource manager. It'll look similar to what we just saw. And then whichever file I click on, it will, this says insert right there. It'll tell that when someone clicks on this, it'll pull up that particular file. If I can spell, handout. So now I'm going to do the same with this. I go to my paperclip. It pulls up the resource manager again. And say I wanted to include the letter. And click OK. So now this is class 1. And to get the handout, all the people that come to this page will click that button. And it'll download for them. And if you have any message that you want to type, you know, any instructions or anything like that, you can just keep, you know, typing it and populate. You can cut and paste into here, so that all the people.
So for a message, I could state that I want, if possible, if everybody could print off their handout prior to the conference.
Yes, you know, meeting handouts. Please print before meeting. Okay, and you can make that fancy if you'd like. If you highlight it back here in the home section, this looks very similar to what you have in Word. You can change the color. You can change the font size, and you can center it. And before long, you can have something that looks really, really pretty.
Okay.
Okay. And then coming back down here, we would click Submit. And it saves it.
Okay.
So we go back to our group home and come over here to all the pages. People can select which meeting they want to look at. This is last year's, this is this year's, this is just a one that I was playing with yesterday. So that's how to start setting up your page. You first upload your items to the resource manager, which is here. You create a group page. And we did that by going to Admin, Custom Pages. And your shell is already started. So you can continue on the one we were just working on.
Okay.
Now, when you want to email all of your chapter members. That is one of the group administrative options. Click on Group Admin Options, and coming down here, it's under Communications. Email all group members. And you would click on that, and it pulls up, I'm just going to slide my window down a little bit, pulls up the email window. And you follow, it's the group correspondence, it's coming from, and that'll say whoever the organizer is. And to, these are the people you have access to the chapter people. And you can say subject, new meeting this week. And down here you can type all your subject,
okay.
To the meeting. And you have a preview button. And it will always put this unsubscribe tag here in your email.
Where's that at again one more time? I'm sorry, Rob, go back. I missed it.
This unsubscribe message automatically populates, and then you would click send. Now, I don't want to send that to all your people, so I'm just going to back out and pretend that never happened. So one of the other options for communicating would be, instead of sending an email to all group members, you can message your group members. And a message will pop up, it'll show up in their email box. And you can put information here that'll come in their email box. But you can also add attachments. So if you have a file to send out to everybody, you can attach the file. They will get an email note, and then they click through the email that they get, and it'll bring up the attachment. So if you want to get a physical piece of paper to everybody, you need to use the messaging center.
Okay.
So, get, well, what does it actually do? It sends a link to your attachments. So you would click browse, and you would find, whatever, pick a file that you wanted to send to somebody. We're going to send them an invoice. I've got a lot of invoices laying in my box. That's why I picked those. And then you can just type whatever notes here. And then click send, and then all the hundreds of people in the group would get an email note saying, there's a message in your message box at 8ed. Click on the following link to be taken to the message. Your message would show up, and the attachment would show up as well. So I'm going to just back out of here so I don't send this message to everybody.
Okay.
Some other things you can do as a group administrator. You can post photos to your photo album, and this is how you access the pictures. You click Photo Gallery, and your photo gallery is currently empty. From the photo gallery, since you are an administrator, you can drag pictures into this box, or you can click on them and have them populate. So let's just see here if we wanted a picture of stamps in your photo album. You can now have everybody in your group see that when they go to your photo page. I'm going to delete that because you guys don't want to see stamps. And they just click delete. And those stamps look familiar. That's what we use to send out all our nonprofit bulk mailings.
Okay.
No photos were selected. How do I select this photo? Look, I can tag. I can put all sorts of stuff here. There's my trash can right there. Are you sure you want to delete this? Yes. Okay, going back to group admin options. Another thing you can do is start a discussion forum. Categories need to be set up first. You would click on add a new category. And this is our name of that, and we would always want that to pull up first and hit save. Okay. Oh, you guys already have a form set up. So I'm actually going to go into this general info one that I just created and delete it by clicking delete. Go back to, I'm just going to click over here to the forms to see what we have set up already. Okay. In the general discussion form, if you wanted to create a new topic, group admin, add a new forum. I clicked add a new forum, and this says I want this in the Midwest chapter, and I can say notes on meeting. Click save. So if people wanted to have a discussion of the meeting, now when they go to the forums, they can click on notes on the meeting, and then all your members can create a new topic.
Okay.
And say your topic would be travel plans. And then we would put a note on here. I am flying in, and I click submit. So this is what the forum would look like. And people can then, comment on the forum, say I'm flying in too, what flight are you taking? You could, whatever information you'd want to share. I want to share a room, or, that kind of data can be shared in a forum. So that's the basics of the group admin. The things that we did were create a custom page. We added we added files in our resource manager. Going back to the group admin, we did a group message, and in the messages, that's how you can get files to people through attachments. Email, we can email all the members. And the last thing we did, we played a little bit with the forms. So any questions?
Not right at the moment. I've got to kind of work on trying to get the brochure up and load it first, and then get the courses signed in.
Okay.